okay. So, his actions have given me the opportunity to teach and educate, which I like to do. If any of y'all watched my video on the boat yesterday, you would have heard me unable to stop myself from educating some people about some things, to the point that people thought I may have worked there. It's how I am everywhere I go. When I went to the Griffith Observatory, I was teaching people things. When I go to museums, I teach people things. I love teaching people things. It's literally who I am. And I didn't even know that that was who I was, because I was doing it without thinking about it until somebody pointed it out to me a couple of days ago. Anyways, what Adonis Paul is doing by attacking my physical features, because he is losing an argument. Well, right now, between me and him, there is no argument. He said 48 hours he's going to get the copyright, and I said, okay, I'm going to watch that happen. Right? And that was days ago. So the argument that he's putting out, he's attacking me because I'm saying that my aunt is narcissistic. What he's done, by taking the argument of me saying my aunt is narcissistic and abusive, and switching that around and saying, but your teeth, it's called an ad hominem. I got it looked up here for you so I can show it. Turn my face off here. Not interested, thank you. An ad hominem, when people use personal attacks in arguments. An ad hominem argument is a personal attack against the source of an argument rather than against the argument itself. Essentially, this means that ad hominem arguments are used to attack opposing views indirectly by attacking the individual or groups that support these views. Ad hominem arguments can take many forms, from basic name-calling to more complex rhetoric. For example, an ad hominem argument can involve simply insulting a person instead of properly replying to a point that they raised, or it can involve questioning their motives in response to their criticism of the current state of things. Ad hominem arguments are common both in formal and informal discussions on various topics, so it's important to understand them. As such, in the following article, you will learn more about ad hominem arguments, see what type of them exist, and understand what you can do to respond to them properly. I don't want to read the entire article. I just wanted y'all to understand what it was that he was doing. I want it more in perspective what is happening, right? Because these people are not just bullies. It's not just that they're cyberbullies. They work with my family, for one, which makes it way more abusive. They don't stick to their values at all. They'll switch on a dime and change their mind, and they have so many people with them that they can do that, and they have thousands of people that will support them and say they always felt that way. It's like a cult, and you're fighting against this entire group. And it feels like you're fighting against one person because he's maintaining himself as being one person. But there's actually thousands, all of his fans and all of his followers that will defend him to what he is saying and doing. And I'm just me. So again, the argument I made is that my aunt is narcissistic and abusive. And the rebuttal to that was my physical appearance is ugly. That is called an ad hominem, and it is not a valid argument technique. No reasonable person in debate uses this. It's used by people like Donald Trump. And unfortunately, my family and the people that support Adonis Paul and the people that work with Adonis Paul. And it's gross because it is not a valid form of argument. If you want to argue with me about whether or not my aunt is a narcissist, argue that. It has nothing to do with my physical appearance any more than my divorce had to do with her. Y'all keep changing the subjects to hurt and abuse me instead of acknowledging and discussing the subject at hand, which is narcissistic abuse. Which narcissistic people are really good at using the ad hominem. So maybe they go together.